Altcoins have awoken, with many major altcoins seeing significant gains over the past 7 days. And I believe right now there's a hidden reason as to why altcoins are beginning to play catch up towards Bitcoin. By understanding this, we can identify where altcoins are most likely to be headed over the next few weeks ahead. This all comes at a key moment in time, where Bitcoin and the crypto market are sat at a key crossroads. A push in either direction could result in a massive move and a significant sentiment shift. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what I think is going on behind the scenes so that we can identify whether or not the altcoins are about to have a major melt up. Do me a favor, hit the like button, and let's get on with it. Now guys, jumping across to crypto bubbles, you can see that over the past week or so, we have seen something take place across the crypto market that we haven't seen for a very long time. Significant growth across altcoins. Yes, we've seen Bitcoin grinding up from the lows of $60K to around $82,500, but we haven't seen much happening for the alts. All until now. ICP up 56%, TON 85%, Ondo Finance 51%, and a lot of other coins that people know very well. What on earth is going on? Well, this push isn't coming necessarily from retail accumulation of tokens. There's something else going on behind the scenes, and we're going to get into that slightly later on because I think it's very telling about where altcoins are likely to be headed next. But before we do that, we need to jump into Bitcoin and really figure out for ourselves where we're going to turn from this major crossroads. And you see, we are at a major turning point right now. Here's why. You see, over the past few months, since Bitcoin hit this bottom of $60,000, many people, the majority of people in fact, have believed that this was just going to roll over and eventually was just going to form another pattern very similar to what we saw back in January. And the reason behind this is effectively it happened in the last midterm year, and that the pattern looked fairly similar. But over time, as prices begun to rally higher and higher, a lot of people are starting to lose conviction in whether that was particularly the right call. A lot of the bulls have began getting noisier and noisier and happier that they called the bottom down here, and they said that they were buying aggressively. And a lot of the bears are starting to feel a little bit worried about whether or not staying out the market for this long was the right call. So what have we got here? Well, to the untrained eye, these chart patterns look very similar, right? We had a big dip down in January, price moves up beyond here, fakes out, and then rallies hard towards the downside. We've seen something fairly similar playing out here. Okay, rally towards the upside, prices come back, i.e. potentially getting rejected here, and many bears are now screaming for this to then play out towards the downside, a move that could take us, in their opinion, down towards the 45k, 40k, whatever it might be level. And I believe that these two areas are completely different, and actually I believe what we're seeing here is a push beyond and a retest of support that's likely going to result in a push higher. A push higher like this is going to be the nail in the coffin for a lot of the people who are believing that this is going to be the case. That will make a major sentiment shift across the market. We've already started to see that sentiment starting to change, with a lot of people who've been bearish all of a sudden starting to say that they're bullish. You're starting to see the sentiment pulling. A lot of people who were like definitely bearish are now feeling a little less confident in their calls. This is how transitions in markets take place, and this is why suddenly markets can accelerate in one direction or another. We need to understand for ourselves though, is this going to break down or up? What's the difference here? Well, simply we need to understand what's been causing this pause. Why is Bitcoin running into resistance at this level? Is it the chart pattern? No, not really. It's effectively this. You see, we have got a massive spike in the realized profits for Bitcoin holders. These green lines show you realized profits. Now, what does that mean? Effectively, during this period of time, lots of people who were bearish, perhaps still being more experienced in the market, were like, yeah, when you see crypto hit that level of fear and that level of panic, like 5 on the fear and greed index, no matter whether it's a bull market or a bear market, you buy Bitcoin, okay? Because that's what has historically been the thing that gives us all success who are longer term holders in the market. Whenever you see max fear and panic, you get yourself some exposure to the market. Because whether it rolls over or not, you're still getting discount, and eventually you're likely to see a pull back in that direction anyway. So what we're seeing is a lot of people who bought down into this zone, maybe sitting in profits up here. Now remember, a lot of people still sit in the bearish camp. I would say that more people are still consistently in the bearish camp right now because it's much more difficult to switch from one bias to another if you actually have exposure to the markets. And because of that, people will be looking to begin taking profits. Now on the right hand side you can see that they're doing this. So short-term holders, this purple line shows you realizing profits, effectively selling Bitcoin at a profit here. Now that's obviously what's hampering this move and why we've been pausing and seeing a little bit of a pullback. So should we be worried? Well, I don't think so, and here's why. You see, you've got the price of Bitcoin, which is the black line, in January, which was that previous spike high before the push lower. You can see this big spike up in the underlying kind of purple line. Okay, this purple line is the exchange inflows. Now that means Bitcoin being sent to the exchange. Why do you send Bitcoin to an exchange? To sell it. Okay, so what we see here is a lot of people transferring Bitcoin across to sell their Bitcoin on that spike. And then what we see is after the crash, a lot of people, like a major amount of people, send Bitcoin to just sell at a massive loss. Okay, selling the bottom. Effectively, that's what we saw long-term holders begin accumulating at. Obviously, short-term holders, newbies, etc., was selling into that spike of fear. Now what we can see is this purple line moving away from the price. The price is building, but the line is going down. That tells you that while there are people realizing profits on Bitcoin, the majority of the market are not sending their Bitcoin to exchanges. They've already sold into the fear. They don't need to sell anymore because they're already out the market. People who've been buying into the market are either long-term holders who are bullish and believe that market's going higher, or they're kind of institutions and smart money, etc. And this is why I want to focus on this. If you think back to 2021 and into 2022, we had a major blow-off top bull market. We then had the market come down. Now everyone's telling you that the market has to come down because it's just like that. Well, this tells me that the market's nothing like it used to be. We have right now, in this year, seen 129,000 Bitcoin being added by public companies. We've seen funds and ETPs adding 45,000 Bitcoin. We've seen private companies adding 10,000 Bitcoin. We've seen governments, DeFi companies adding 3,000 Bitcoin. People like you and me, retail investors, are the ones who've been selling. Companies, businesses were not here in 2022. They were not absorbing that supply. Not only that, you've got a lot more experienced people in the market right now than you had before. A lot more people who did buy into that dip and are now more comfortable buying into that fear and holding through that fear because they're anticipating where the market moves next. That changes the entire dynamic of how this market looks. The market is so different from how it was in 2022 fundamentally because there's so much more value being added to this as a particular network. If you then go and add in all of the macro and everything else, it's pretty convincing to me that the bottom was already in and we are heading higher. Whether it's today, tomorrow, I don't really care. Okay, the bottom was clearly in around 60k. And finally, the altcoins are starting to realize it. So why now for the altcoin? Well, simply this. ICP, just as an example, up 56% today. TON up 88%. ICP, I believe, is around $3 billion market cap. The daily volume on ICP right now is around $370 million. That money is not necessarily coming from retail investors. Most of the retail market right now are still not interested in buying or selling crypto, okay? They're not. They're just not. This is coming from companies reinvesting back into themselves, potentially VCs, potentially market makers moving price, a lot of other aspects. Those people have clearly decided that right now is the time to press that button. Why? Because you're seeing the sentiment warming up across the market. Not only that, but you are seeing the macro fundamentals that are behind this, that were behind the 2021 altcoin season that we haven't seen take place yet. And here's what I mean. Back in 2021, we had a major Bitcoin bull run and altcoin season. Bitcoin ran way above its previous all-time high. This was like a 3.5x. This was like a 2x. And I believe it's because Bitcoin was really going up because of its maturity and as a speculation asset. Typically before that, it was driven by a few things. The macro environment, quantitative easing, which is effectively taking place right now through the purchasing of T-bills to the value of around $5 to $6 billion every single week. The United States is growing its balance sheet, which is why you can see it doing this after this massive downtrend, and better risk conditions because the ISM manufacturing index was pumping higher. But in this cycle, we haven't really seen it, you see? Because while Bitcoin did go up, yes, a lot of altcoins didn't really do much, just went sideways. This is Ethereum. This was back in 2021. This was 2025. It's just gone sideways. It's just been ranging, okay? And most altcoins out there have just been ranging while Bitcoin has been blown up towards new highs. This was because the macro wasn't really there to support a full-blown Bitcoin bull market and altcoin bull market. But the conditions are clearly changing. And here's where we can see it and why we're starting to get that push in altcoins. This is the others chart, which is the altcoins outside the top 10. This is back in 2021. You can see how important this particular green box has been for altcoins over the last few years. Okay, this is back 4 or 5 years. Yes, we did drop underneath this period of time back in kind of May of 2022. You see it pretty much finds its bottom very early, and then it just sits and waits. Bitcoin, whenever Bitcoin really sort of tanks after a period of time, the altcoins will tank far more aggressively, and then they will just sit there at lows waiting for kind of better times to emerge again. You see this happened here on the 10th of October when we had that massive crash. Others hits this green box. It then comes down and sits in here from February. Just grind sideways, and all of a sudden you've got this push towards the upside. This isn't random. It's not just because Bitcoin's bouncing. It's because of the expansion of the balance sheet. Now, the expansion of the balance sheet effectively means that companies out there are aware that the economy is going to be growing. This is why the ISM manufacturing index is over 50. It's showing expansion is taking place. This is why the S&P 500 and the Russell 2000 are all at all-time high territories. And as you see this growing, you can begin seeing other patterns across other risk markets. And copper versus gold is the signal that we all should be paying attention to. Gold is the safe haven asset. You hold that when the markets look rubbish. Copper's what you buy when you think there's going to be lots of expansion in an economy, i.e. lots of risk being taken on, people borrowing loads of money, etc., because people are building electric cars, because people are building homes, because people are building batteries, because people are building chips. Copper's used in all of that stuff. Copper going up versus gold is a very good signal that the economy is in expansion. We're seeing it already across stocks and everything else. And look at how well this links versus the others chart. You see, we got this major bounce coming in here off this bottom line that has been going straight up for the last 8 weeks or so. This happened back on the 2nd of March. You can see how this major bounce here is aligning with the major bounce in the altcoins. Coming back in time to around the 30th of March 2020, you can see this major spike towards the downside here. This is when we see this major bounce up. That then drives us into full-blown kind of Bitcoin and then altcoin season. Going back again in time, you can see this kind of bottoming happening here on the others chart. This again aligns here. You then get that big push up in the copper versus gold. This then gives us the next move for the altcoins. And I believe if you take all these aspects together, it's explaining why we're seeing this move coming for the altcoins. So smart money, yes, is igniting a lot of different altcoins, and those altcoins will start to boom up again. Only once retail sentiment starts to switch will retail begin to enter into the altcoin markets. The majority of people out there still remain incredibly bearish. And that's just the people that are paying attention. Most people aren't even here right now. Look at this video today, probably gets 20,000 views. Videos when Bitcoin and everything swinging around high is like 150 to 200,000 views. Okay, no one is in the market right now. No one's paying attention. This means there is a lot of potential upside still to come. Now, I think it's worth right now to just think about some altcoins that we're seeing some upside in and why they're seeing upside and where we're going to see a lot more upside to come should the market continue to warm up from here, like which altcoins, etc. But before we do that, if you want to trade the markets, whether you're trading crypto, gold, oil, stocks, whatever it is, make sure you sign up to the link down below for Yubit, because that allows you to not only trade crypto, but hedge different trades against it. For example, I've been short in gold and silver for quite some time now, and while crypto over the last few months has been kind of grinding sideways, those shorts have basically been giving me more money to add into the crypto market when crypto's at lows, when gold and silver are on their way down. Also, obviously, oil's been up and down quite aggressively, and being able to trade that all in one place is very convenient. It doesn't require KYC, so no matter where you are in the world, you'll be able to access it. Make sure you sign up down below for Yubit. By using that link, you'll also benefit from a bonus where you deposit money and then you get your deposit back as a bonus that you can then go and use to trade different markets. Now then, it's important right now, when the market suddenly does this, where it suddenly wakes up to realize what's kind of going on. Now, Ton's obviously had a lot of breakthrough, exciting news that's happened in the kind of Telegram ecosystem, but ICP, Ondo, Jupiter, Render, you see these coins every single time the market warms up once more, these coins get running. Why is it? Does everyone just suddenly decide to go and buy into them? No, they're just very well funded, or they've got a lot of money in their treasury, or they've got some way to being able to kind of load up on their token to start moving price. Now, if you look at coins like ICP, Render, etc., they've been around for a very long time, so they would have made a lot of money in the last previous bull market, been able to raise a lot of money. Also, Render's been getting used a lot to be able to selling cloud compute services, so being able to generate revenue from there. Ondo Finance, a bit newer, but is getting a lot of interest from institutional money backed by BlackRock, etc. Okay, there's a lot of backing here that's going to be able to push this. Then you think about the coins that have been around in the more recent times, okay, as in launched since 2023. You've got like Virtuals Protocol, Aether, Pump Fun, a few others that are on this list somewhere, Hyperliquid. They've all been able to generate revenue by being able to offer a decent service. or a service, such as giving people the ability to build meme coins and whatever. People don't necessarily like it, but that's what happened, made tons and tons of money. And a lot of these coins are gonna see upside. If the market conditions change and you see good market conditions, a lot of coins with good money in the bank are gonna see good upside, okay? It's a no-brainer from here. Finding kind of smaller cap coins and whatever else that are gonna see upside after is a bit more challenging, but we can obviously do that over time when the market sentiment reflects the right time to be moving down into the riskier stuff. Right now is not that, it's far too early, but make sure you subscribe to the channel so that when it comes to the right time, we can start to identify where those moves are going to take place. If we do see continued expansion of the balance sheet, if we do see continued expansion of stock markets and all of that, it's a matter of time before we see an aggressive move in the crypto market, and the sudden sentiment shift can really bring on a lot of excitement very, very quickly. So make sure you're positioning coins, well-funded coins, always fight their way through short-term turbulence, and then see lots of upside when the markets warm up again. I made this video the other day, how to identify coins from the previous bull markets and this bull market and these recent years that are likely very well-funded and are likely going to do well when the market's at the right time. Go and check out this video afterwards. It's going to really help you out, I believe. Guys, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you very soon. Hit the like button. Bye-bye.